seeing the focus right.
Newsmax is available on all major cable systems.
No, I'm saying I'm trying to think it through that. I mean, sometimes.
What's Your Passion is a company that was created to help small businesses grow their digital online presence as well as increasing revenue by attracting more loyal customers. Within the online world, there are many things that small businesses can do to gain more customers. Although there is so much information out there to show you how to do everything on your own, it can become very confusing and costly for most small business owners. This is where What's Your Passion comes in. We specialize in helping small business owners in all aspects of marketing. We can help you with short infomercials, video editing, podcasts, desktop and mobile website design, social media production and strategy, logo design, QR codes, and so much more. We can help you build your database of customers and future customers through email and text message marketing, along with helping you improve your online reviews and search engine optimization, all at a fraction of the cost of what you'll find with any of our competitors. Our customers' success is our success. Our number one goal is to help you build your brand, retain a loyal customer base, and increase your bottom line. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Don't forget to tune in every Thursday from 12 to 1 p.m. for our live What's Your Passion radio show hosted on 990 AM WGSO. Contact us to get your free consultation today. Let us do the work for you so that you can truly live your passion.
Try to figure something out.
Are you tired of high?
All right, sorry.
Okay. Get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for
What is having trouble hooking it back up?
He put his equipment back together, but now it's not working right. So I don't know. It's hard to say, without seeing how he has everything plugged in.
Offers required credit qualification, 24 months limit, early termination fee, any auto pay, restrictions apply, call for details.
So how'd you do through the storm?
Our building got damaged, studio and stuff. The roof came off. But we pretty much, everything else went, my house, I think my house might have shifted, but no visible damage besides possibly shifting, because I went to open my back door and I couldn't. And when I finally did, when I finally got it open, I couldn't shut it back. So I had to go in there and kind of I took a picture of it and I just kind of hit the frame in. Mm-hmm. And so I can shut the door and lock it until we can figure out. So I'm going to get somebody out there to look at it and see if it was a shift or maybe the door swell. Yeah, but also we had some issues. Like my house is elevated, so we had some cracks coming in from the house settling and things like that. But the cracks, that's what's making me think the house might have shifted, because the cracks have gotten bigger. So, which in the walls, which that's easy to repair. My dad can float all that, refloat it. It's time to paint again anyway. We usually paint once a year, and it's about that time to paint. My brother-in-law lost everything. My ex-brother, my sister's ex-husband, he was out in St. Charles. His whole house was.
Yeah. I went to St. Louis. My wife had to work at the hospital, but we structurally on the outside nothing, but we have mold upstairs. So now our landlord's making us get out until it can be fixed. So now we're trying to scramble, trying to find a place to live.
Right.
And we're gonna have to release the stuff out of the upstairs.
Right.
Until it's upstairs.
Well, FEMA is paying for hotels and stuff.
I'm glad that they haven't gotten back yet.
Oh, okay. So you got to wait till they approve you, then you go to the approved.
Yeah, I called them last night. They said they're planning. I don't hear from them by Saturday to call them again.
All right. Yeah, like I got the 500 critical need.
I didn't get.
It takes a while. I applied the day after the storm, and I just got it yesterday. So it takes a little time. I'm gonna get that. So you should. Where you live at?
I live uptown in Carrollton.
I don't know. Oh, it's us. I don't know if Jefferson Parish gets it. I mean, Orleans Parish gets it.
We're on the list.
Oh, y'all? Okay. All right, welcome to What's Your Passion Live. We're back on air, a new hour. We've actually moved for the month of September to the 1 o'clock hour. So from this point on, we're going to be here at the 1 o'clock hour. So join us here every Thursday at 1 o'clock instead of 12 o'clock for What's Your Passion Live. So I just want to let you guys know what's going on and what's happening here. Give you guys some updates. We're back from the storm. Our What's Your Passion studios got some damage, so we're temporarily closed until we get all our damage. The roof got blown off, and so sorry about that. Somebody's calling in the show while we're doing the show. So it's one of these things to where, we took on water, and so What's Your Passion is temporarily closed for the time being. So come join us. Once we open back up, we're going to have a little gathering and let you guys come see our studios and see what we're doing for the What's Your Passion studios. We got some great things that's coming your way for the fall, and we're going to hopefully resume back in the month of October if everything is working fine for us. Also, we have Renee Manfrey joining us in a little bit. He's going to be calling in, and we're going to be talking about a public adjuster, the difference between a public adjuster and an insurance adjuster. He is a public adjuster. He's also my business partner. And we're also going to take your phone calls, 556-9696. I want to hear what happened to you guys and if you guys weathered the storm okay. So we want you guys to call in again, 556-9696. We want to hear your stories. But before we go any further, I do want to let you know, on the West Bank, I got to give a big shout out to Juno Sandwich Shop in Marrero. Guys, if you're on the West Bank, even if you're on the East Bank, and you're looking for a good hot meal, go to 4016 7th Street in Marrero, and her Snowball stand is opening today. They have blocked ice. They don't know how long they're going to be open, but Juno Snowball will be open as of today. And so go out and check them out today. 4016th 7th Street in Marrero. They're across the street from Marrero Middle School. It's near West Jeff Hospital. Guys, it's in the old Marrero neighborhood in the old town. I guess I would say that's the original Marrero, where Marrero started at. So check it out, guys. They're between the West Bank Expressway and 4th Street of 7th Street. That's where that 7th Street in Goday, the corner of Goday. So if you're off the expressway, turn on Goday, go down to 7th Street, and they're right on the corner. You can't miss them. And they have some awesome food. So I want to give them a shout out and thank them very much for doing what they did for the community. She opened up, made sure everybody had hot meals. She's also feeding the first responders, the linemen. So I do have to give a big shout out to her for that. So, all right, so let's get to the call. We have Renee Manfrey on the line. So I do want to let you guys know that Renee Manfrey is my business partner. So Renee, hey, how you doing, brother? All right, so let's start off the talk first. I was telling them, let's talk about what's the difference between a public adjuster and a insurance adjuster.
WGSN.
Well, Renee, I mean, and you know this because you work for insurance and you've sold insurance for years, but insurance companies, they're in money to make money. They're not in money to pay out money, in business to make pay out money. They're in business to collect money and that's it. They're not really, they're going to pay the least as possible. And, that's why they have more money than God, the old saying, insurance companies. And so, I mean, you got to pretty much make the insurance companies pay. Very rarely you'll find a good insurance company that will actually pay willingly and pay what needs to be paid, and they're honest. But most insurance companies, they're out to just rip the people off as much as they can. I mean, for Hurricane Katrina, for example, we had $60,000 worth of damage, and I'm gonna say it. State Farm royally messed over my family. We got $2,300. And we had over $60,000 worth of damage. Now, if we would have known about this back then, we could have used this, the public adjusters, we could have used this and got paid the full amount. But yet FEMA had to step in and pay the rest of the damages that the insurance company wouldn't pay because State Farm just tried to mess over the people. And this is what we're trying to explain to people is don't let these insurance companies mess over you. because that's what they're in business to make money. They're not in business to pay out money. All right, let's hold that thought 1 second, Renee, real quick. We got to go to break. Hang on the line real quick, and we're going to be right back, and we're going to discuss that in just a minute. So, guys, grab yourself a cup of coffee. Invite your friends. For our people that listen on Facebook and YouTube, we'll see you in just a few minutes. We're going to take a short break. Whew.
I'll let you go along because he was in the middle of talking.
Yeah, no problem. I didn't even pay attention, so we'll have a shorter time before a hard break. All right. How much time when we come back, you think?
Share your passion with a wide audience through our What's Your Passion network.
Who's on hold? The Flaming Conservative?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, text them, tell them call in.
9364. Or go to www.wypagency.com.
AOS Interior Environments are the largest
Yeah, about 5 minutes.
Okay.
fixtures and equipment contractor in the East
Oh, I don't know. We have about 5 minutes to wrap it up.
Interior Environments will be
He's on line what, Renee?
That's why they've partnered with
He's on line one. All right, I can pick it up. Express line one.
Hey,
Fridays from the fun.
Renee? Okay, he let us go a little over for the break, so because he was in the middle of talking, so let's just wrap that part up. We have 5 minutes to wrap it up and get what we need to say out. All right, so I just want to let you know on that. So, all right, I'll put you on hold. We'll be on back in a minute or two. You just press hold.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a headache today. I get these headaches right in the back. It's stress headaches. Come from the back of my neck.
I'm hoping that auctioneer's trying to find emergency housing for my wife and I.
Well, that's good.
Since 1938.
Hopefully find something out by the end of the day.
And how long are you going to be out for?
Depends on how depends on how quick we can vacate the property, and then plus we got to move all of our stuff because we have upstairs, downstairs. The mold's upstairs, and I think, truthfully, I think it's superficial because it's humid up there anyways.
Right.
And we have 2 separate HVAC systems, one upstairs and one downstairs, and no power. I think it just grew because it's only on one side of the wall. It's not on both sides.
Oh, okay.
But we got to move. At the minimum, we're going to have to move our stuff out of the upstairs and into storage. Probably some of the stuff downstairs too.
All right.
But yeah, the quicker we get in, much quicker. They get more.
Right. We get it done.
Landlord said it could be a couple of weeks, could be 6 months.
Right. Just depending on how much. When you start, you don't know until you start tearing out stuff. Well, you don't have a kid, do you?
Nah.
Okay.
Problem is we have fog, and
Yeah,
that's
that's
a pain in the ass right now. Because we could go right across the street at Bernita Tower,
yeah.
$89 a day, fully furnished apartments, but they won't allow dogs. Not even in those circumstances.
And they'll let you take your dogs?
They won't.
Oh, $89. That's not bad.
No, they're super nice, like full kitchen, washer, dryer.
Well,
Like it's basically an apartment, just furnished, and but no, they won't make any exceptions right now.
huh. That's
That would have
insane.
been awesome.
Right.
You're right across the street from work.
Come back on. All right, we're back. Rolling into segment number 2, and we have Renee Manfree. For people that are just joining on, we're talking about being a public adjuster, the difference between a public adjuster and a private adjuster. So, Renee Manfree, before you, let's finish up what we were talking about before we went to break. Are you there? Okay, so let's finish up your statement if you can. And here's a question here I have for you, Renee. What is the payout time on that? So if you came in and I brought you into my house to look at, I have damage, what is the average? Because I know that's a question people are going to look at. What is the average payout time for that? Right. Okay. Okay. So what would you suggest? How can they get a hold of you if they want more information on a public adjuster, if they've had damage? How can they reach you? And okay, great. So they can reach you there and go from that. So Southern Cutters, guys, if you need any cleanup, debris cleanup, anything like that, Southern Cutters can take care of that also for you. And that's also owned by Renee Manfree. So any other questions, any other closing statements you want to make?
WGSO. All right, Anthony, where are you calling from?
Okay, great. So thank you, Renee, for calling in, and I really appreciate it. And we'll be talking soon. All right, so we have 1 minute before we go to break. Actually, I know we have the Flaming Conservative coming on, and we also have the Tree Doctor, Anthony, on. So we're going to be getting back to them right after this break. We're going to jump the break. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, and we'll be back very soon. See you in a few. We'll be back very soon. Where did that come to? We'll be back very soon. Did we lose him?
Yeah.
He might have. All right, let me call him. I'm gonna call him. Tell him. Hey, what happened? All right. Bye.
Across the Gulf South, a great new way.
Young.
Celebrating 75 years, we are the community voice of the Crescent City. WGSO 990 AM.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall at Lego. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter way of saying jealous.
I need coffee is what I need.
Chloe, I am like so jelly of your uniform.
I've been getting, when I do come here, I've been getting my coffee across the street at that little Lebanese restaurant.
Just the same.
But they were closed today.
Learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement.
I made friends with the owners there. They're pretty cool people. I was talking to them about becoming a sponsor. And
now an important message from Josh Groban.
I need to go back and visit them again.
Busy morning. Sounds of joyfulness, crowded sidewalks. We are missing the soundtrack of our lives. We all yearn to connect again, and we will. But we must keep following the necessary guidelines until we are all safe. Please get vaccinated. Let's bring back the soundtrack of our lives. Let's unite to prevent.
For more information, visit unitetoprevent.org.
Louisiana Radio Network News, I'm Kevin Barnhart. Extreme wind warning is in effect for all of Cameron and County parishes, as well as portions of Beauregard, Allen, Jeff Davis, Acadia, and Vermilion parishes for extremely dangerous hurricane winds. The National Weather Service says treat these
This hasn't been updated.
as if a tornado was approaching. Move immediately to an interior room or shelter. In response to Hurricane Laura, Governor John Edwards has mobilized the entire
Hurricane Laura?
National Guard. The decision, he says,
How enough a year old?
Dennis Riku says more than 3,000 guardsmen are out and ready to support response and recovery efforts.
Some are directly in the path of the storm, while others are just outside of it. They're out there statewide, state property, maintaining communication, ensure the continuity of operations go.
Riku says those 3,000
never have met you.
They don't go way back. Maybe we wouldn't even be friends if we did. When you wear a mask, you have my respect. Because your mask doesn't protect you.
That's God. I'll call him God because he plays God. He plays God in everything he does. I like him. He plays a very good role of God when he plays God.
Hi, my name is Clay Taylor. This is Jeff Pereira.
And I'm Renee Manford. We're the founders of What's Your Passion Agency.
WYP is a one-of-a-kind
Where's Jeff
digital
at?
marketing and podcast.
He just got back. And
Yeah, I'm talking about on here. I didn't hear
We
him.
will be your one.
All right, I didn't hear Jeff's name in that commercial.
What's your passion?
I need to update my commercial too with you, since I'm into the 1 hour. Actually, that's all we need to do is keep the same. We just change the time. Do you think we have time to just do that real quick today or no?
Yeah.
I could just, that's all I gotta say is join me from 1 to 2. And we can, instead of recording that whole thing. I'm getting ready, I need to talk with Jeff. I'm getting ready to start a new show called Know Your Rights. It's about people that, it's misdemeanor stuff, like people that get speeding tickets and things like that. So they know their rights and what's up.
Louisiana is the John Mason Show every Tuesday and Wednesday at 1 p.m. on WGSO 990 AM, broadcasting live from the heart of New Orleans, Louisiana.
Hey folks, this is Jeff Pereira. Join me at 7 a.m. till 11 right here on
Old too.
990 a.m. for Ringside. Politics with a Punch. We're going to be bringing you great guests. We'll discuss the latest.
He's on from 7 to 11 still?
Jeff, yeah, but this is promo. He didn't redo. He hasn't done one since the storm.
Oh, okay.
Bulletproof vests to all of our police officers across the country. And we'll discuss the hot topics of the day with Ringside All-Star, Chad Rogers. All of that and more right here on Ringside from 7 to 11 on WGSO.
You can provide the life-changing opportunity of a quality education to a disadvantaged Louisiana student.
WGSO.
At no cost. For those inclined to make a difference and fortify our community, it's a no-brainer. 95% of every donation to ACE scholarships.
We've been on for the last day, but Jeff, we called in this morning. Jeff was doing a replay.
95% tax credit through the Louisiana tuition donation credit.
We're operating on low power right now.
At 504-710-1132.
There's never been a time.
I don't know. I mean, just like everything else right now, it's when we can.
130% Kelly Blue Book value. Buy a car from us, or we'll buy one from you at Hyundai of Metairie. There's a reason why we're Louisiana's #1 new Hyundai certified pre-owned volume dealer. Be sure to visit our facility at 5969 Veterans Boulevard. See all we have to offer. Or call 504-838-9000. Visit us online at HyundaiofMetairie.com.
Yeah. All right.
All right, we're back to segment 3 of What's Your Passion Live. It's we're going to actually bring in the Flaming Conservative. He is actually online today, and I asked him to call in because he actually one of our listeners, he lost had a lot of damage and he lost his house. So the Flaming Conservative, how you doing, brother?
Yeah. Hey, I'm
are you there?
Catch up, but
How you doing, brother?
The show that's going on right now. No problem. All right. Thanks for the
Bigger and better. Okay. So how much damage did you get, brother? Okay. Was it caused from a tree? Was it caused from your roof blowing off? Okay, your roof blew off. And exactly what area you live in? I know you live west St. James Parish, so you got a lot of damage. And so tell us, you rode out the storm or did you leave the storm? Okay. Right. And any damage at your mother's house? But that's good. That's good. So no house damage, anything like that then, right? So minor damage. All right. So, so tell us, what was it like to ride through the storm and the winds and the rain? Can you tell us a little bit about that? Right. And yeah, a lot of people think it's a game and they want to play and have hurricane parties, and people don't realize the danger they put themselves and others in when they do that. It's just definitely not something, unless unless it's an absolute emergency, you can't leave. It's people. I've seen people look at hurricanes and they go out to the ocean and the front to the Gulf front, and they go ride it out. And they go ride the waves before the storm comes in, and they don't realize the danger they're putting themselves in by doing that. Right. Right. Yes, certain parts of the city it is a hassle to get gas, and the West Bank is, being that they got most of the power, has lightened up. You still have some lines, but they're not massive lines. And for it, so thank God for that, brother. So anything else you want to add? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Uh, Yeah, definitely. I'll text you his number, and then that way you can have it, and he'll send you to his office. Let his secretary handle that. Yes. Okay. Well, we appreciate it, brother, and thank you for joining us, and thank you for being a big support. And we hope you recover fast and go from there. Well, that's good.
WGS.
There we go. Well, thank you so much, brother, for calling in, and I appreciate it, and wish you a lot of luck on rebuilding, and we'll go from there. Thank you.
All right.
All right, so I think we have another caller calling in. Is it Rusty? Okay, let's take Rusty real quick. Let's go straight to Rusty. How you doing, Rusty? Yes, it's live. We're live today. Yes, we're coming back. My show was moved from 12 to 1, but we're definitely we're coming back, and I think Jeff's going to be live tomorrow. Maybe. Yes. Yes. Well, I agree, and we need to look back at this, and we need to call our politicians, and we need to maybe have some type of maybe something passed that maybe all gas stations should have backup generators for something like this. If power goes out, no matter what, I mean, if we just have an outage where a blackout, it don't even have to be from a hurricane, it could be from anything, from an ice storm, anything. These gas stations should have some type of backup generators. Maybe I'm not big, I'm a conservative. I'm not big in the federal government stepping in and helping. But in a case like this, maybe this is what the federal government needs to do. I don't know. I have to really look at that and put in some resources to part of the infrastructure plan. This is. Yes. Right. I mean, it's a little bit better. I mean, the lines are not blocks long anymore, at least on the West Bank. I mean, I didn't see much. I just came to the East Bank, went to the office, and then came here to the studio. But the lines are a lot better now. I mean, I haven't been to the gas station since I've been back. Thank God my little Kia Soul, 12-gallon tank, I can get 400 miles to, a tank of gas. So, I mean, I'm not even, from coming from Orlando, I filled up right in Mississippi, and I'm still on more than 3/4 of the tank. And I can run the rest of this week without having to get gas. So as we speak, it's getting better every day. There are gas stations open. There are gas stations, I do see some with lines, but they're not like down the street like they were last week. Now that Jefferson Parish is pretty much almost all powered, it's not 100%. I think they're like 70% power, 80% power. But being that they're back up pretty much, the lines have shortened down, and just some of the harder hit areas are where the gas, I think the stores need to open up. I really think it's time for these stores to start opening up at 100%. I mean, I know they don't have stuff, but the ones that do, and the ones that, because the lines for the stores is what's ridiculous. Now, I want to give you a little hint, and I shouldn't tell my secret here. The secret to go to the grocery store is either early morning or right before they close. Like I went the other day to the grocery store at 3:45. Went to Rouse's, they closed at 4 o'clock. I walked right in, did my shopping, and walked out. Very minimal people. I went at noon, and the line was wrapped around the building. And so, okay. Right. Right, yeah. Right. Did you try maybe Uber or Lyft? Okay, and they're telling you that's what. Okay, I see. And what about taxi, the regular taxi? Right. Right. Hey, can you hold on, Rusty, real quick? We got to go to break, and just give me a second, and we'll be right back in 1 second. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, and we'll be right back, guys. Yeah, I'm not big on the government stepping in, but I think this is something possibly we should, the government, as part of in this infrastructure plan, all gas stations should have some type of backup generation. No matter what yet, right? I think part of the infrastructure plan, backup generators should be installed in all gas stations. Get it through a grant or a tax credit. Yeah. It's just. And that will eliminate a huge problem, because when power goes down, especially with a storm like this, right, where people this storm came up so quick that people couldn't leave before the storm. They had to wait till after the storm.
I left on Friday.
Yeah, I left Saturday morning.
Well, Friday, I left at 3 o'clock in the morning Saturday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I was going to leave Friday, and we decided to wait and just get up early Saturday morning.
But even when I left, because I'd go 10 to 55 north, and it wasn't like a traffic jam, but I wasn't going the speed limit. Right. There was that much traffic.
I left here Saturday morning about 8 o'clock. I thought it was going to be bumper to bumper Saturday morning. I said all the way through, slow down and slide out. As soon as we hit Mississippi, it became a parking lot. But what I did, I know the back roads there. I just jumped and took the back roads, and there was no traffic there. So, I mean, it slowed down, so I got to an exit, and I sailed straight through that. Any word on when the anniversary party is going to be?
I think we're looking at October 13th.
October 13th? Okay, I got to make sure I'm not going to be out of town. Where's it going to be at?
The Tut's Den, more than likely.
And here in New Orleans, huh? But you got to show vaccination status, so nobody's going to be able to go. Most of the people.
You even have to have a negative test.
Right.
I mean, the owner is behind that. He's in tourism, so.
Oh, okay.
That's just a deal for it. I mean, unless we can find a place to for the same amount of money,
right,
it's probably gonna be tough to do.
Right.
So, it's just what it is.
Yeah, because I know like most of Jeff's people, and they're not gonna go. That's pretty much half your show, well, about half the hosts on the show couldn't go attended.
Yeah. Yep, lifestyle decisions.
Yeah. I just had another friend die.
Like right now, truthfully, like with everything that's happened over the last week and a half,
yeah,
masks, all that shit, I find it to be very trivial right now. People have a lot bigger problems.
Exactly. No, I agree. I agree. A friend of mine just passed away, fully vaccinated from COVID.
But I also know, like my friend, I'm vaccinated. My friend's vaccinated. His wife got COVID. He tested negative. He's immune compromised. He's got Crohn's disease.
Right.
So there's give and take to it.
I think that's what I have. I have part of my test removed, but I think I have Crohn's disease. They never fully diagnosed me with it, but a lot of because I have a lot of issues with my stomach. And all right, we're back. We were talking to Rusty on the line. Sorry, Rusty, we had to go to break. How you doing, brother? Are you still there?
It's gonna be ULL.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yes, the trees uprooting and breaking the pipes, and then breaching. That I don't know. I mean, I have to look into that, and I'm going to be at next week's council meeting. Yeah, and I'm going to look into that because I'm going to get some more answers onto that. I'll be at next week's council meeting, and so I'll give some more information. Even though this is not a political show, I think people with what's your passion, that our listeners should know the truth and know what's going on. And yes, we're now at 1 o'clock. Yes, on Thursdays. No. You're fine. You're fine. No, this is fine. Yeah. Right. Right. Exactly. Right. Well, but the difference between this and this storm and Katrina is most people left for Katrina. So that's why the gasoline was here. You had a lot of people evacuated for Katrina. This storm, people just didn't have time to leave. It came so quick That's why they didn't issue the mandatory evacuations. And a friend of mine said, well, they should have issued a mandatory evacuation for insurance reasons. And I'm like, they can't do that. And at the end of the day, if they would have issued a mandatory evacuation and people got stuck on a highway, then the government would have been held responsible. We would have lost lives. So as an issue of, I wouldn't have suggested that they, unless you're, don't jam up the roads. Let's let the people that are the most vulnerable get out first. Let's let the storm pass and then get the other people out that are least vulnerable. And so, I'm planning on running for parish president in Jefferson Parish coming in 2023 against Cynthia Lee Shane. And there's a lot of different things I would do. There's a lot of different things I would have done. It's crazy. And again, this is not a political show, but I'll throw this in there in this instance that, it's a shame when LaToya here in New Orleans made Cynthia Lee Shane look bad. That's bad. And so, I mean, and I've got people were calling me, begging me to come back. Clay, I know you do a lot of stuff in the parish. We need you here to fight for us. Get down here, because I left. And so that's why I was going to stay a whole nother week. And people told me to come back, and I decided to come back early because of, I needed to get my feet on the ground and see what's going on here. And then, of course, having this business. But at the end of the day, we need to sit down and we need to look at, we need to reevaluate this storm. What happened? Yep. Right. Yeah. Right. Well, I've gotten complaints. People were calling me. My phone was being blown off the hook the whole time, telling me to get back. And I mean, here's the key thing. And I've said this when I was on Liberty of Lockdown. I don't dislike Cynthia Lee Shane. I don't know her as a person, so I can't dislike her. I don't like her as a politician. She's very weak. She's not strong. And again, at the end of the day, I wish her luck. I wish she would do very well. I really do. I want the best for her. I want the best for her career. I want to see Cynthia succeed. I really do. But at the end of the day, she's not showing strong leadership. And I just think that we need someone to be a lot stronger. And she's just not a parish president. I think she was a great councilwoman. I think that's what she did her job. People liked her as a councilwoman, but as parish president, I don't think she just has the strength and the leadership abilities to do it. And we need somebody a lot stronger. And I don't care if it's myself or someone else. If there's someone that's better than me that can do the job in Jefferson Parish, I'll jump out of the race. I'm in the race right now, but I'm willing to move out the way because it's not about me. It's about what's best for the parish. It's about what's best for the people. This is, I'm all about what's best for Jefferson Parish. And we need to sit back and look at what we've done in Jefferson Parish, what are good and are bad. And, the politicians need to own up to their mistakes. If they made mistakes, hey, they own up to them. Kudos. They're human. They're gonna make mistakes. I understand that. We're not dealing with gods. They think they're gods, but they're not. And at the end of the day, they need to look at what they've done, reevaluate it, and see what we can do better for the next go around. And the next go around is going to come. Again, we've really got hit by a major hurricane. This was the worst case scenario of a storm for hit, especially for the West Bank. And we got spared from people besides people in Lafitte, but I'm talking about the West Bank with the exception of Lafitte and out of the protection area. The inside protection levees got somewhat spared. And they didn't have the, this could have overtopped the levees. We could have had catastrophic flooding. There's so much worse we could have had with a storm this size and with this storm. But, thank God we didn't get the damage that could have happened. And yeah. Exactly. And yeah, I mean, and especially on the West Bank, I mean, this is a worst case scenario side for the West Bank of Jefferson Parish, because all that water is being pushed from the south up north. You have the Barataria Basin, you have Lake Kalawachi, you have Lake Salvador, you have all that. And where I live, literally, it's my house and then the levees, and then they have all that, the marshland. So, all right, well, we're up against the clock. It's time to go, brother. Definitely, thanks for calling in. And guys, we want to thank y'all for joining on this week. Next week, we're going to pick up on Hurricane Ida coverage. We're going to actually do a panel next week. I'm going to have some guests on the show next week. We'll see you next Thursday, 1 o'clock. God bless. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm going to tell you something. And that's a shame. And I know it's a shame. When LaToya made Cynthia look bad,
I was honestly a little surprised how well she did do with the storm.
Same. What irks me about her is how she talks to people and down to people. She talks to people like crap.
Yeah.